Okay. Tell me when it's live again, right?
It always takes a couple of minutes to actually show us being live on mine.
Yeah, but you started, right?
It started, yeah.
Okay, so basically we can start talking again, right?
I think so.
Okay, that's cool. So, I guess we're back, guys. Sorry for that little hiccup. My boy, Brutish.
Sorry about that, guys.
He forgot to start his admin.
I'm
It
very
happens,
new
but
to
it doesn't
streaming,
matter.
so yeah, I'm still making mistakes, but sorry about that.
Not a big deal, we didn't miss much. Let's go right back into the game, I would say. So, both of these guys actually have a dock up and running. Interestingly enough, what do you think about Striker's play here? He chose to not go for the woodland straight away with the storehouse, but instead use the trees around his storehouse on the hunt.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It's very interesting. Unfortunately, he put the priestess on that to get the boost on gathering, and Anxiety scouted that and attacked the priestess with the scout, and the scout actually does full damage against the priestess. So it, as you can see, almost went down. So he got a little bit of a hit there, and we already got the water battle going on. This is so fast by these guys. Very nice. It's one trireme against one trireme at the moment.
Galleys are slightly weaker, so the Striker has the advantage right now, but GiveUAnxiety is going to have a second boat out quicker. So
yeah, the problem is Striker hasn't even started the second one yet, so he has to be very careful as soon as the second galley pops out, and there it is, and oh, he ate a shot there.
Yeah.
He needs to micro just around these shots and wait until his second boat is out. Now Anxiety.
Yeah, he's a bit too aggressive here with only one boat.
Yeah, he needs to repair that. Now Anxiety not making a boat. So it looks like both of these guys are not very used to playing on water. These build orders seem to be quite off. Anxiety not having enough gold to start the third galley right away, which is a... Actually, no, 1 second, wait. Galleys only cost 50 gold, so he could have made one, he just didn't.
Yeah. Was he house blocked for a minute there or something? He might have been house blocked. He might have been house blocked, I guess.
Maybe, yeah. It's a big mistake, actually, because... just because of the fact that those galleys are weaker, you absolutely must keep up in production.
Right. And water battles can snowball really hard.
Oh yeah, it can absolutely snowball. If you lose like 1 or 2 ships because you miss micro and you're behind, then you got a big... Oh, one goes down,
so the
and now Striker needs... Yeah, he needs to be very careful that he doesn't lose the trireme as well, because right now he's got the advantage, and he also has 2 docks. That's very interesting. His build order seems to be so much more crisp than Anxiety's.
Yeah, he's doing really well so far.
Yeah, but there goes the boat. He's got 2 in queue right now, so once these 2 triremes pop out, he's gonna have a big advantage, I believe.
Yep.
Double production and stronger ships is very, very good.
Yeah. GiveUAnxiety being really diligent about repairing his damaged chips, so he's getting a lot of extra mileage.
That is very nice for him. He's got that villager over there repairing, which is very important. I mean, every HP basically counts. Let me check if there's any follow-up by these guys. Maybe a stable, maybe stone for a TC yet, but no, it looks like these guys are just content to fight for the water. Which is smart, I would say. You don't want to get cheeky and, you know, try to make us some land harass as well while microing on the water.
Yeah,
that can...
Yeah, you kind of want to switch to a land strategy either when you're winning water or as a last-ditch effort when you're losing it. And right now things are pretty even, so...
Yeah, pretty even. Anxiety again repairing the galley, which is very nice. He's very diligent about that. Yeah. I like that. Oh, one goes down again.
Striker's still getting the better picks so far.
Yeah, but still, I think Anxiety's micro is a little bit better. Like, Anxiety is getting so many unnecessary shots up. Which is mostly due to the fact that Anxiety seems to be microing his boats individually, while Striker is mostly just moving them in one blob.
Yeah, GiveUAnxiety has been better on the whole, but he has been a sitting duck for a few full volleys by Striker, so...
Striker, the one ship! It's at 7 HP! Is it going down, or is it... It is going down!
That was really good from Striker, though. He took so much fire there from GiveUAnxiety ships, and was able to take almost a
absolutely.
full health ship down in the time that it took GiveUAnxiety to kill something with like 10 HP.
Absolutely, and you must not forget that Striker is still on 2 docks, while Anxiety is just making a second one.
Yep.
So if Striker doesn't make... Oh, he's gotta kill all those villagers there. I think if Striker doesn't make any huge blunders, then he is probably going to win the war. It's gonna take Anxiety a lot of effort and good micro to, you know, overcome the situation right now, but it's like 5 ships, 6 ships against 3 right now, so I believe Anxiety might have lost the water here.
Yeah, the production advantage for Striker has been huge here. Early on it's okay to have 1 dock because you're not going to be producing fully out of 2 anyway, but at this point in the game they've got enough villagers to really pump out ships.
True. One interesting thing is, well, not interesting, it's rather, you know, kind of sad to watch, is that none of these guys is actually keeping up on the villager production. Anxiety only has 2 villagers on the berries right now, and not even the berry upgrade, so he just can't afford to make villagers, really. I think this is because he took the villagers from the hunt to build the second dock, and that kind of didn't get him anywhere, so now he's in a very dicey situation. He doesn't have stone for a TC, he doesn't have food to make villagers, he doesn't have any stables. How do you come back from that? What would you do?
Yeah, this is pretty rough, especially because Egypt is really good at containing you with raids and things like that. So.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, let's check what Striker decides to do now. It looks like he is deciding to, okay, I got the water, I got a big advantage in this game. Well, actually, does he have the water? It looks like Anxiety is still fighting for it. And Striker is making fishing boats instead of ships. Oh, God!
Yeah, Striker needs to start queuing up some boats again if he's going to contest this. He might be transiting to a land strategy though. It looks like he is starting to mine stone, but I'm not sure that's going to work out too well for him.
Yeah, once again, people underestimating the perseverance. Is that the right word? Perseverance?
Yeah.
Of Anxiety. This guy just doesn't give up. Never ever stop.
Yeah. So Striker does have boats popping out again, but now now it's Anxiety that has the advantage in ships, and that, as we said earlier, it really snowballs if you can keep the pressure up.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big blunder by Striker. He had the water 1 basically, and then he decided to get greedy and make fishing boats, and now it's suddenly 4 ships against 0, and ouch, I would say.
Now the tables are turned, and GiveUAnxiety hasn't switched to fishing ships. He's going to really secure this water.
Yeah, and I think that is a smart thing to do, actually. He's getting a 3rd dock up, so he really does not want to make the same mistake as Striker.
Yeah.
Well, that hurts. Like, if I was in Striker's shoes right now, I would hit myself in the face. That is so frustrating, you know. You think, oh my god, I basically have the stranglehold on this game, and then suddenly it's getting taken away from you. So frustrating. 3 ships, no 4, and now... This is so cool, like... You can never tell if it's over or not. Like,
yeah, we still have a fight here. This with 3 ships from Striker. This isn't over yet.
Yeah,
he's still getting good pickups here, which he really needs to with the ship deficit he's got.
I agree. He really needs to do that. 4 ships now against 5. Actually 7. There's 2 ships on the top of the lake.
This has been really pretty good micro from Striker.
That is true, but still, I think at this point I would give up on the water. I don't think. I think it's just wasted resources because
he's bleeding out units now.
He should know that Anxiety is not gonna stop making ships. Like, he is just gonna keep making those galleys. So, yeah. Okay, there's still 2 more ships on the bottom left. Maybe if he...
GiveUAnxiety now switching to fishing ships of his own. He's already up to 2 and 2 more in queue. And I think he can afford to at this point. He's got a really big advantage now.
Yeah, I agree.
And Striker stopped producing.
Yeah, Striker should have used those 2 boats to sneak them around and maybe kill a couple of fishing boats, because against the other galleys he can't really achieve anything anymore, so just use them and maybe get the slight win that you can get by killing 1 or 2 fishing boats with them. Making his TC on the gold mine is nice. Making a stable now, so yeah, he's trying his best, but it's just so brutal if you lost the water on coastal. It's just so freaking brutal because not only does your opponent have so much economy that you don't have, but also your units. Like, you have to micro every single individual unit just all around the map so they don't run along the coast and get picked off by the ships.
Yep.
It's really frustrating.
And it means if the water player is smart, you can basically never take a fight because he'll retreat to the coast and have his ships support him.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I don't know. The best thing you can probably do as Egypt is to kind of go for H3 right away and go really greedy, make a 30C, make lots of farms, and maybe try to make elephants, because if there's one unit that doesn't care about getting hit by ships, it's those lovely elephants.
That's true, but mounted archers will come out faster than that, so you've got to be a little bit careful there.
Yeah, that is probably true. Yeah, what do you do? I don't even know. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, it's rough. I think his best bet here is going to be getting some fast raiding units like camels and then chariots, and trying to just get lucky and pick off like 10 villagers in a raid and get back economically that way.
Yeah, that is true. Anxiety is not in H3 yet, and he's not on the way either. So he doesn't have access to mounted archers. So basically, if you can sneak around a couple of camels in the wood line, you're gonna do massive damage. There is so many villages that will die or have to relocate to another position, because there's no units that can defend, and there's also no town center that can shoot. So what you gonna do?
Yep. So first camel coming out for striker. So it looks like he might do something similar to what we just talked about.
Yep. Oh,
His
look
H3
at
will finish pretty soon.
Anxiety's got so many fishing boats. Holy crap.
We'll see what he decides to spend that foot on. He is now going H3, he's about halfway there.
Yep. Also nice spread of the galleys, keeping tabs on all of the coast basically. He doesn't want any sneaky dock and some fire ships coming out and ruining his day.
Yep, I would quite like him to put one on the far left and the far right.
It's not perfect, it's not perfect, but still I think
those are the most important places to cover, because they're the places that rally points really mess up with.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. So Striker reached H3. He's making chariot archers now, which I guess is a nice decision, because if he has some game sense and whatever, he probably knows that Anxiety is going to reach H3 very soon. He actually just did. So there's going to be mounted archers, so you don't want to invest in camels too much.
So GiveUAnxiety also just put down a war academy and researched paid labour, so all of his villagers will be coming out really fast from now on. He has to cancel the ones that are already in the queue though, because they are still regular villagers.
Yeah, that is true. So Anxiety is going super greedy. 3 town centers, 3 docks, paid labor. This guy is gonna be at 120 villages in no time, actually. What is the current villager count
that would be a pretty good way for Striker to get back in the game if GiveUAnxiety made only villagers.
Yeah, I guess. He's got 1 stable production right now. Just got his first mounted archer out. Looks pretty pathetic standing there on his own.
Yep, it is the right unit to be making right now, though.
Oh, it's actually 2 stables. My mistake. Sorry, guys. It's 2 stables actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, I think the most important part for Striker right now is to get some forts up, some fortresses somewhere on the map to secure his resources. Maybe on the left side, on the gold mine. That's a pretty nice spot, I would say. So he can secure 2 more gold mines with that fort and a stone mine. So that would be nice.
I think if you can start fort pushing, that's maybe the best chance you've got once you lose the water. And it's still an uphill battle, but it's not quite as lopsided as it looks right now, because GiveUAnxiety's population is inflated by having all these boats that if Striker's careful, they won't play too much of a role in big fights.
Yeah, I agree. One thing worth noting is that Striker is kind of fighting against the clock right now. He absolutely needs to win the game, or at least get in a very good position until Anxiety reaches H4, because he's playing against Persia, and Persia gets these siege ships in H4. Once those are out, it's looking really dicey.
Yeah.
For example, the TC that he built on the gold mine there is gonna be dead. Nothing he can do about it.
Yep. The range on those things is huge. Like a good third of his base would be just taken out for free by the siege ships, and there's not really a lot you can do about it.
That's true. I'm pretty sure they could also reach the temple and those farms, maybe. I don't know, but probably even those farms. Yeah.
Yeah, a few of the farms are in the north of the base. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he really needs to make something happen here. Very nice decision by him. He actually is doing exactly what I said. Building a fortress, nice position. But once again, he needs to do something, because that fort would die as well by the triremes, by the siege ships.
Yep. So he's got 5 chariots coming into the base of GiveUAnxiety here. 1 goes down to TC Fire already.
That's not too good, and I think
he might be able to pick off villagers on this gold mine without being hit.
Yeah, but he is going to lose all these cherry archers against the mounted archers, so
yeah, that's true.
I think it's not that smart of a decision to run in with a couple of cherry archers just in the main base.
Yeah.
You gotta expect them to get picked off, basically. It's just wasted resources over there. And cherry archers, as we all know, are very expensive, and there we go. Anxiety going to H4, and now it's getting kind of ouch.
Yeah, this is really rough.
It's very rough. So he's sitting at 109 population with almost 70 villages, so basically only 40 army supply.
Which is still probably more than Striker has right now. He's got...
No, I was talking about Striker. I was talking about Striker.
Yeah.
Anxiety is actually sitting at 100 villagers and has 80 army supply, so he's got like 30 more villagers and more army.
Yeah, so he's got 4, 5, 6 galleys up, so 18 pop of that is galleys, but yeah, this elephant is just going to get deleted by all these men.
It's a pretty brave elephant, actually. He doesn't care about unit counters or anything. He's just charging into the battle over there.
Yeah, and there goes 400 resources right there.
Anxiety now throwing away just a lot of units over there against the chariot archers.
Yeah, he can't fight under a fort, and chariot archers do beat mounted archers cost for cost.
Yeah, that is true. Anxiety now putting down lots of more stables. Floating 3,000 food thanks to the water. Thank you, Coastal. Thank you very much.
And well, he is making only wood and gold units right now, so
yeah,
we'll see if he decides to get any siege weapons apart from the siege boats.
Yeah, to be honest, if I was
right
yeah, that is true. He should do that. If I was Anxiety, I would stop making those mounted archers. I've got so much food, you got so much gold. Just make a nice max on Asabara champion and surprise your opponent, because Striker at the moment is probably expecting mounted archers, so he's countering them by a couple of elephants as tanks.
GiveUAnxiety's been very careful here. He just ran his archers into the middle of the enemy army again.
Well, that is true. I mean, he's got a big advantage in economy, but that doesn't mean that he can be so careless with his units.
Yeah, and this many mounted archers is easily going to win this fight now, so GiveUAnxiety should really be running away.
Yeah, that is true. I'm kind of surprised that Striker is staying so nice in the game. He's actually got a big army advantage right now.
Yep.
If he charges in over there, he can kill, I would say, all those units, all those villages, and all those production facilities.
Yeah.
That's not the best positioning with the elephants in the back. But
yeah, the elephants are kind of getting stuck between buildings right now.
Yeah, that's
but
not so nice.
He's still got 14 chariot archers and how many? 17 mounted archers. So the chariots still have an advantage here.
Yeah, chariot archers win against mounted archers for cost. I think for cost, maybe for pop. I don't know, but if you have the same amount of chariots and your opponent has mounted archers, then you're in a pretty good situation. That is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, lots of villagers going down here. Shouldn't hurt GiveUAnxiety too much because he remains at 100. But
yeah, interestingly enough, Anxiety is not making any siege ships still. He probably forgot that Persia has those, and he's also not making his last town center, so he has only access to 180 supply while he should have 200.
He went to H4 and then hasn't really done anything with it yet.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I wonder what his plan was.
I don't know.
Did he forget that he went H4?
Yeah, Striker has 88 villages now. It's probably too many. Like, he can't catch up in the economy anyway, so what he wants to do is kind of have the lowest possible villager count to have this big army to kind of snowball.
Yeah, and then never trade armies, just try and win one big fight. And
yeah, exactly. Oh, he needs to be careful over here. Lots of mounted archers coming in, and Anxiety once again just losing so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, GiveUAnxiety does have a lot of armory upgrades, so he's been doing well in that regard, but I mean, it's not really going to help him that much if he's just making a unit that is countered by the only unit his opponent's making.
Yeah, that is true. Siege towers are now coming in, and these siege towers are going to be very good against mounted archers, because mounted archers basically can't do anything against them.
Yep, and it's going to soak up a lot of damage if GiveUAnxiety isn't careful.
Yeah, that's true, but Striker is kind of losing the fight of the units. Like, he should go back with the chariot archers and save them, because he just can't afford to lose them all just for killing a couple of production facilities. Anxiety at this point really doesn't care that much about production facilities, I would say.
Yeah.
Is he still making siege towers? He's not making siege towers anymore, which is a big mistake. He should just make so many more of those.
Yeah, I mean,
there come the
a round of
first
Asabaras might come out and kill them, but nothing so far. He's not really giving him any respect.
Yeah, there's the first Mango no Galley though, and
yeah,
this is gonna be a big pain in the butt for Striker here.
Yeah, this fort is just gonna go down for free if he's not able to catch them off guard with his charge or something. Yep. Yeah, so Striker is gonna find it really hard to push out because of the army upgrade that GiveUAnxiety's got. It's so good. He's gonna be probably trading roughly evenly, I would say now, with chariot archers, given the level.
One actually goes down. One actually goes down of the Magnum Galleys, and right now Anxiety is once again in a situation that he has only mounted archers, and Striker is actually ahead in population. So it's very interesting, yeah, what we're seeing. The second Magnum Galley goes down as well. Are we seeing a throw of Anxiety here? That would be so funny.
Yeah. I think just a round of Asabara would make all these fights so much better. But
yeah, that is true, but he's just content in making only mounted archers and a couple of Magnum Galleys.
Yeah. I mean, the game is still his to win, but, I mean, the way he's going right now, he's at least giving Striker chances, which is more than he needed to, really.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, now Anxiety suddenly boosted up to 200 population. I don't know what the hell he queued, but he just jumped from 160 to 200 in 1 second.
I love that he's making caravans here, going up to 104 total villagers.
Well, I guess he needs to go, because his bank that he had is basically gone. It's got a little bit of food left, and that's basically it. But looks like it's more than enough, because Striker still does not have any answer to these Magnum Galleys over here.
Yeah. And again, the armor upgrades are just absolutely killing Striker right now.
I haven't checked them yet. What are the armory upgrades? Looks like Anxiety has all H4 ranged upgrades, and Striker is sitting on 1 armory upgrade, 2.
Yeah, I saw him researching the range damage, but yeah, the GiveUAnxiety's units are actually going to be probably trading 1 for 1 at least, if not better. And that's really good for a unit that's 2-pop to the chariot archers.
Interestingly enough, Striker is actually ahead in score at the moment, which is a scenario that I have never seen on Coaster before. Basically, I don't know how he did that. I don't know what Anxiety did, but
yeah, with Anxiety maxed and Striker at only 145 pop, that is really odd to see.
Yeah, very odd actually.
Is it just because of the Temple of Ta? Because the Temple of Ta is worth a lot of resources. So.
That might be possible. I don't know. I really don't know. It's interesting.
Whereas GiveUAnxiety's age up cost is probably just lost as far as score is concerned.
Anxiety now getting the Magnum Galley champion, which gives 25% damage to the Magnum Galleys. To be honest, I don't know if he needs that.
I mean, he might as well. He's at 200 pop, so he's just buying anything that makes his army better at this point.
But he's also kind of low on gold, so why would you spend 1,200 gold? No, 800 gold actually. Okay. Well, I guess, but I mean, the point of the matter is this.
He still has 700. That's still a decent amount of gold.
Yeah, but the point of the matter is this: like, Striker has no way to kill those Magnum Galleys, so why would you make them just 25% stronger? Like, I wouldn't spend the money for that, you know. Just
I mean,
let them shoot one more time, and it's the same.
Yeah, I mean, just bank up more resources and remax if you lose the army, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to lose this army though. This is 38 mounted archer champions.
Yeah, that's true. Striker now H4, he's not making anything from H4 yet, no catapults coming out, no...
Yeah, catapults are really what he needs here, because catapults don't die very easily to mounted archers, and they can deal some splash damage to them. So
that is true. Another good unit against mounted archers would be the Elephant Archer. That would be nice to make, but Striker calling the GG in the chat. Yeah. It looks like he just doesn't have any economy anymore. He's not on a gold mine right now. Anxiety secured the right side of the map with 2 fortresses.
Yeah, he's got the full long market route, that juicy market.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good timing to call GG.
Yep, that's actually really funny. CG has Striker has the guard tower right in the middle of GiveUAnxiety's base there on the right hand side.
Yeah, that's true. Striker in the chat saying that he wanted to build a wonder but failed traded. I don't know what that means, but I guess he wanted to trade some resources in the market to afford the wonder, and then clicked on the wrong button and kind of like stole gold instead of buy gold, and that is probably the worst thing you can do. That's really terrible because of the trade penalty.
Yeah. It's pretty expensive to do that, especially when you're getting only 24 gold for your 100. 100
Anxiety, no, full troll. Striker shows equal footing as the next map, and Anxiety instant vetoes equal. I can't think of another reason for that except just kind of, you know, frustrating Striker.
Yeah, I mean, everyone likes equal footing. I think GiveUAnxiety just would rather play a map that Striker is a bit less comfortable on.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Treasure Island is the next map, so I'm gonna tell those guys to whisper me the civ. Don't forget to update the score.
Yep, let's do that just now. So are we going to have a small delay between the games, or are we just going to go right into it?
I think we can go. We're good to go.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat is saying that you should make the chat window smaller.
Yep. I had it minimized towards the end of the game, but
right,
I always forget to close it because.
Nice. Invite the players, please.
That's really odd.
What?
You're not showing up in the party right now.
I'm not?
Yeah, I'm only seeing 3 in the party.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing Striker, so...
oh yeah, that is Striker, that's not... no, never mind, he's in.
Okay, now I see him.
That was weird.
It's all good?
Yeah, I definitely had him invited, but he must have dropped back out or something.
Nice.
Okay. So... I guess since we had troubles with everyone hosting, I'll give it a go this time.
So, both of these guys chose the correct civ. Striker said he's gonna play Norse, Anxiety said he's gonna play Greek. So we're gonna have Norse against Greek on Treasure Island. That's interesting. It's especially interesting to see Norse played in the tournament. I think we haven't had many Norse games yet, right?
Yeah, it was. It's only just out for non-champion supporters right now. So
yeah, that's true.
Be a factor in it.
So it's going to be very exciting to see how Norse is getting played. Looks like both of these guys are ready, so we can start the game. There's a couple of people, including the Mister, for example, who say that Norse has a slight weakness against Bowman civilizations, so Greek, Persia, and to a lesser extent Babylonians, I would say, but they have a pretty shitty bowmen, so I don't know about that, but especially against Greek, because they have those super strong Toxotes. Would you agree with that?
I haven't played many bowman civs too often. I generally go with Egypt, and sometimes a bit of Celts. But yeah, I think in terms of straight fights, yeah, it definitely is better than the other civs against them, I'd say.
Yeah, it's probably true, because Norse is just so infantry based, and even the cavalry is not the highest HP cavalry. So if you have a big range ball of Toxotes who deal massive DPS, they're one of the most, or the biggest, highest DPS dealer in the game, then Norse kind of struggles against that. So you really need to find an answer. It's not like Norse doesn't have any tools to beat that. They definitely have. They have strong bowmen themselves. They have strong H3 cavalry, they have lots of units with pierce resist, they have the berserkers with the splash damage, and they can snare the Toxotes with dogs, so you can kite as well. But the tricky thing is not to deal with them, but to get to the point where you can deal with them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in H2, your core composition is definitely pretty weak to Tox, especially backed up with a little bit of spearmen.
Yeah, that is true. So it's going to be very exciting to see how Striker deals with that, because we know Anxiety. We've seen him play so many times that we know that this guy is not gonna sit back and macro. This guy is gonna be in your face. So Striker is the one to find a way to deal with the composition of Creek, which is probably gonna be lots of talks, Hyper's pissed or Spearman, depending on what Striker is making, and also Series, because Anxiety loves the Series.
Right. But starting here, we're gonna have a really quick barracks out of GiveUAnxiety. He's delayed his second storehouse on wood, so they can get this barracks up faster, and I think he was even building with 2 villagers.
Yeah, that is true. Striker, I don't know if he scouted it, let me check. Did he scout the barracks? Okay, he did not scout the barracks, so he's just building barracks, anyways. It's a very interesting place for the barracks. He didn't build the barracks forward, so it kind of looks like he doesn't want to be aggressive with the Spearman just now, because if you want to do that, then you build the barracks more in front, so the Spearmen have to walk less distance.
Yeah, and he could also have built it earlier than he did, so I think he's
yeah,
not.
That's true.
He's not
He's
going
also
for
building with the Scout, which is a very slow builder, so it's going to take a very long time to finish that barracks.
Yeah, he does now get a villager on it, so he is.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's because he scouted the
that,
Spearman. It's because he scouted the Spearman coming down his way.
Yeah,
it's very nice that Norse also has the range scouts, so he can take off lots of HP from those Spearmen before they even reach his base. Yeah. Very nice micro by Striker.
Already down to 160 health there, so every little helps when you're behind in the Spearman count.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge deal. But still, I mean, the Spearman is going to arrive at his hunt before his barracks is even done, so maybe you should have put 2 villagers on the barracks. What do you say?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. He is going to have to give this up. And he might lose the storehouse before he gets Spearman over.
Yeah, that is true. Norse Spearmen are very beefy, so he doesn't need quite as many to defend this, I would say, especially if he has 2 scouts and the town center maybe also.
Yeah.
But just losing the hunt and having to go to the barriers is already a pretty huge blow to Striker, so that was a slight oversight by him. He should have realized that those Spearmen are gonna arrive very soon, and still he didn't put the 2nd villager, maybe even the 3rd villager on the barracks. Now he's not even making Spearmen, actually. He's just going to H2 and he's making Throwing X-Men now. So, okay, that's interesting.
I mean, if he can clear up these Spearmen, he will essentially get back some of the resources that he lost having to move his villagers around. And he didn't get food blocked there, so he was still able to keep villager production up.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. And I think Anxiety is not going to get the storehouse even, because he doesn't want to fight against the Throwing X-Men, which is dealing bonus damage against infantry, and also has this ranged attack, so he can just kite the Spearman forever.
Yeah.
Anxiety keeps making Spearman. It's not even he hasn't even clicked age up yet. So
yeah, this is some odd play. But
GiveUAnxiety
is a player that likes to just mix things up a bit.
Yeah, but I don't know if mixing things up like this is quite a smart decision, because if Norse is already in H2, then it's probably the worst Civ that you want to do this kind of play against, because they have the the Throwing X-Men.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good play, but we did see GiveUAnxiety do an unconventional decision last game, continuing to fight for the war, and Striker expected him to do the normal thing. And,
I agree.
And he got punished pretty hard for it. So.
I agree.
Most of the time this is going to be wrong, but maybe there's some universe where it might have been right.
Striker now building his town center, while Anxiety is not even in H2.
Oh, Anxiety going for the snipe on the town center here, if he can get it down.
He's
that
never
could cost
going to get that.
Some resources.
He's gonna get 1 villager, I believe, and that's about it. Striker needs to micro the 2nd villager, though, because he doesn't want to lose 2, actually.
Yeah.
Micro! Oh god, he's actually using 2 villagers, so that's not too good. He could have prevented that by just moving the villagers.
Yeah, 3 spearmen for 2 villagers is a pretty good trade, given that there's no cavalry in Striker's army right now.
Yeah,
it's about as good as he was gonna get for that, really.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anxiety killed the storehouse, and he also managed to sneak up a dock, making a 2nd fishing boat right now. He's keeping tabs on the coastline to see if Striker is making a dock by himself, which he is not at the moment. I think the most important part about sniping those 2 villages is not even that Striker now has 2 villages less, it's mostly that these 3 villages take so long to build the freaking TC.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only reason it's bad to delay the TC is because you can't build villagers, so losing 2 villagers on top of that, adds up.
That is true.
Stable going down for a Striker.
Yeah, true. Anxiety, but now has the resources to build his 2nd TC as well. He's building it right now. Very defensive position for the town center.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's building it there. He already has a storehouse on the batteries, so why would you build a town center there? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the defensive placement could have just been closer to the wood line. That's the more important thing to protect right now.
Yeah, probably. Striker building a second barracks after he built a stable, so he's going for some raiders and then probably heavy on the throwing X-Men, while Anxiety still sitting on his one barracks. So yeah, Striker is going to have a pretty large military advantage. He's macroing also quite well, all his resources in the double digits, very nice. Anxiety floating a little bit of gold, he probably has too many villages on gold. He doesn't need any right now because he only has one barracks anyway, so...
Yeah, he has 2 villagers on it, which isn't... Maybe he's planning on going H3, because that would explain why he's only now just going for a second military building.
Well, I don't know if you want to do that. Fast H3 against Norse on very low military. If you do that, you have towers all over your base sooner than you can say tower rush.
And Greeks don't get... I can't think of any unit that's particularly good against this Norse composition in H3, so... he is actually now going for 2 more archery ranges, so...
Yeah, I mean the best thing that Greeks have in H3 against Norse is probably Toxo Champion.
That's true.
Oh yeah, interesting to see how Anxiety plans to play this matchup. So it looks like he's going for a double range, which is expected. Spearman, he keeps making Spearman to defend against those raiders, and there's actually a big force coming in by Striker.
Yeah, he's going straight for the wood line. This is a really smart
yeah, it's very smart actually. Anxiety just doesn't have the military to defend against this, and now Striker can just build towers, I believe. He's got the resources. Okay.
He takes down one of those archery ranges, but he is losing units to this TC, so...
Yeah, I think he definitely needs to make a tower right now, because he can't stay forever in the range of the town center, because there's more and more Toxotes coming out. But just there's another force on the left side.
He catches these units off guard. They weren't really expecting that.
Yeah, Striker's really playing this well right now. I'm surprised. Well, not really surprised because I know he's a good player, but he's actually playing really, really well.
Yeah, a lot of players would have just attacked in the front, but he avoided the TC mostly and went straight for that unprotected wood line.
Yeah, that's true. Still surprised though that he's not making any towers, because he's got so many stone right now. He's got so many throwing X-Men as well, so he can make the tower in just a couple of seconds. So why not do it? Because the tower is going to be so... Okay, now he's doing it. Tower is going to be so strong against these Toxotes. It's going to provide so much tanking HP and also the damage against the Tox. So yeah, that's very nice that he's building it right there.
If he can manage to get a tower in range of that gold mine, that would be really devastating. I think that's the point where GiveUAnxiety would be pulling villagers to try and take down the tower at that point, and that's not the situation you want to be in.
Yeah, and also if Striker would scout the new wood line of Anxiety, he could just make one tower over there and deny this as well.
Yeah, this is really risky. He's bringing another army in from the right-hand side, coming in from the south.
Yep. He needs to snipe the barracks. That would be a big pick-off actually if he can snipe the barracks, because Anxiety really needs all the production he can get right now, because he needs units and he also has the resources to build them, so he needs the buildings.
Yeah, he did lose a couple of units there, but he's keeping this contain up, and this two-pronged attack is really hurting Anxiety, who can't really afford to split his army in this kind of numbers, especially with a tower.
Yep, that is true. But Striker also needs to be careful, because he doesn't want to throw away too many units, and it looks like he's going to lose a couple of units right now. Some of these expensive raiders, also some throwing X-Men, but Anxiety also, he's running around his villages like crazy.
Yeah, he's not getting a lot of gathering time here, but Anxiety does now have a pretty good army. Like, he could actually probably take a fight if he's under TC fire at least.
Yeah,
I think he would actually win a fight in the open as well now.
Yeah, and Striker now needs to realize, the situation that he's in. He needs to realize that he did quite some damage to Anxiety, but also that his army right now is not really that strong anymore. So what he needs to do is he needs to make more towers. Not really aggressive towers, but just kind of survival towers, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I think he's actually going to back off entirely, because he's decided to go H3 here. So
yeah, that's true, but he still needs those towers, I believe, because Anxiety decides to push out. I think he would just completely get crushed. There's so many spearmen, these raiders are completely useless, and there's also more Tox than there is throwing X-Men, so this army is just going to pummel him really hard.
This is a really strong army, but I think with the time that it takes him to move out and get across the map, I think we could probably see Striker put together a defense. He's going around the right hand side with these raiders. If he gets in the wood line, that would be really nasty for Anxiety.
Yeah, that is true.
And the army is way out of position.
But Anxiety is going to scout the fortress. That is so big, actually.
Yeah, if that fortress went down, this would be a real game changer. But it looks like
but he's actually going to get raiders in the wood line are also a big game changer.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, this game is getting really unbalanced.
Oh god, don't run the throwing X-Men into the tox.
Yeah, he loses a couple of units there. Anxiety manages to prevent the fort going up, but he's losing so many villagers here. This is crazy. Well, actually, a lot of low health ones managed to make it into the TC.
Yeah, that is true. But what is Striker going to do against the army that is coming?
Yeah,
to his
this is just
right
going. He's just right clicking on Striker's base, and yeah, now that half the army's gone for Striker. Yeah, I think he's in real trouble now.
No, he is actually in big trouble. That was so unlucky for him that the fortress didn't get scouted. I would say he was a little bit too greedy with the fortress. He was making the fortress so far in the front.
He was building it right in Anxiety's kind of line of attack.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a little bit too greedy over there. Now he's trying to get a desperation fortress up, but that is not going to get up as well. All these tox. So, oh, the berserkers are actually getting right into the tox.
That is pretty nice. But yeah, the army advantage is really big here. He is building this fort mostly with villagers, so his army can keep fighting, but even if he gets the fort up, he's going to lose so many villagers in the process. Yeah,
that is true.
I will say that even before Anxiety made it into Striker's base, Striker already had less villagers. So I think Anxiety was doing, even though he lost a ton in those raids, I think he was just doing a much better job of keeping up villager production in that game.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's paying off for him big time.
I think Anxiety's military right now is just too strong. Not even the fortress can save him over here, I would say. The spearmen are just going to kill him.
There's 24 spearmen champion. They can easily take us down. Villagers are going to come out to repair, and they're all going to die to tox.
Well, Striker's doing a nice job focusing down the Toxotes with the fort, but now he needs to garrison the villages because...
Oh, here's some raiders coming in, and the spearmen aren't defending them.
Yeah,
the raiders were on quite low health.
He's definitely going to survive.
Yeah, those raiders really turn the tides there. Along with, he sacrificed some villagers to get that fort repair, and yeah, overall manages to barely hold on, but he's still behind in population here.
Yeah, very far behind in population.
He is H3 though, so if he can make use of that tech advantage, then maybe he can hold on a bit longer and get back into the game economically.
I think he really needs to be careful right now. He can't be greedy at all right now. Like he needs to make a second fortress, I believe.
Greedy like building a TC to the far right?
Greedy like building a TC, or not like investing enough in his defenses or something like that. I don't know. Going out on the map like this is also pretty crazy. He just needs a second fortress on exactly this point that Anxiety is attacking right now, because he's got so many production over there, so many houses. If he loses all that,
the
then
long
it's
houses
the game.
give you a lot of population as well, so makes it quite vulnerable.
He has quite a lot of berserkers though, and berserkers are pretty good. There's not many talks.
15, yeah. Berserkers with 6 speed though are, kiteable.
Yeah, pretty kiteable, that's true, but yeah, he's making Harjas now as well for some tanking power. Oh my god, Striker's losing more villages over here, but the TC is getting ups, which is nice. TC is going to take care of the tox, but now he's losing so much production, so it's a really dicey situation for Striker. I'm not saying he lost the game by any means, but he needs to play really smart and really diligent right now to have a chance in this game, because I mean Anxiety is kind of still stuck on a very weak H2 composition. So
well, you say that, but he's almost H3 right now, so
that is true, but it's going to take him quite some time to transition into something else.
Yeah, it's hard to say what Striker should do at this point. He's just so far behind in army, and his production's in Tower Series only got 2 barracks left.
Yeah, that is true. What does the villager count say? It's 48 villagers to 77. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we're definitely in the death throes for Striker here.
Yeah, that is true.
The problem is just
Anxiety just played it really smart. Like, he didn't give Striker the 1 or 2 minutes of breathing room that he needed to stabilize.
Yep. His timing was absolutely perfect.
It was very crisp. If that fortress would have gotten up in front of his base, then the game would look completely different right now, like completely different. Striker just doesn't have an army, and he doesn't have the resources to make an army. He's still desperately trying to make berserkers.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to hold on to this TC here, but it will go down as the last few villagers die.
It will definitely go down.
Yeah, this composition isn't even particularly good against the 21 talks that GiveUAnxiety has. He's got H3 units in it, but I mean, a lot of them are infantry, so...
Yeah, Anxiety very smartly just focusing down the berserkers because he knows that he can afford to lose talks, but Striker cannot afford to lose berserkers, so he doesn't even care about cavalry or so killing his bowmen. He just wants to get rid of the berserkers because those units are basically the only threat that there is for his army right now. If there's no berserkers, then Striker just has no chance of winning. Yeah,
I mean, throwing axemen are just not good against talks at all.
Yeah, they're pretty much garbage once the game reaches like mid-game stages.
Yeah. Especially against a Civ that has a composition like Greece. There are so many spearmen out for Anxiety, this is insane.
Yeah. It's a very interesting choice. Like, Striker doesn't even have any cavalry left, like 2 raiders or something, so at some point I would have switched to Hyperspiss, right?
Yeah, you would think so, but, you know, I mean...
Maybe even Hoplite.
Maybe he's just not afraid of that.
Even be better. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what is Striker going to do? I don't know. Does he have any chance left? Would you say he's like...
I mean, he's about 100 pop behind. He was over 100 pop behind a second ago, though, so it's...
Yeah. I hate to be so anticlimactic, but I would just be lying to the viewers right now if I would say, yeah, Striker is still in a pretty good position. He can turn the game around if he just does that and that. But yeah, no, it's just over. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, Anxiety's playing well. He's not giving him any rest. If GiveUAnxiety backed off and gave Striker a few minutes, maybe Striker could get an army that could at least defend his base. But he's just picking up buildings, and yeah, another big group just joined this force for GiveUAnxiety, and I think this will be the last push.
Anxiety actually going to H4 right now as well, so
yeah, he's winning in every way imaginable right now. Yeah. Striker's done well to stay in the game as long as he has, but he's not really got too much hope here.
Yep, there goes the siege workshops down, so Anxiety just wants to be super safe, I believe. He doesn't want to make any mistakes, he doesn't want to throw the game. So he's like, okay, I got a big advantage in this game, but I don't want to fight under your TC, your fortress, and your tower, so I'm just going to make a couple of ballistae and force you to come to me.
Makes sense. Striker going for 4 stables right now.
Against so many spearmen? I don't know,
Raiders managed to get away without losing any.
He actually has Raider Champion right now, so maybe if he maybe if he can get those Raider Champions into like all the villages of Anxiety and kill them.
I think Anxiety could win this game without villagers.
I would say so too. His army is just
he pumps out. He loses all of his villagers. He pumps out like 4 ballista and then just attacks. And there's there's no defense from Striker at this point. I mean, he is getting off some nice raids. So I mean,
some very nice raids actually. So if he can manage to somehow block all the gold from Anxiety, then I don't know.
Yeah, if GiveUAnxiety just decides to never attack Striker and loses all of his villagers and lets Striker build up an army, that is the way that Striker would get back into the game.
Yeah, that is true, because at the end of the day, the only real advantage that they give you Anxiety right now is the size of his army. But let's be honest, the army is still shit. Like, it's still only spearmen and he's in H4, so...
I mean, he does have ballista now, so...
Yeah, that's true, he does have ballista, and that fortress is kind of waste of resources.
Yeah, he's gonna have to back up before he gets units picked up. He does, though. Well, he's gonna lose this one throwing X-Men, but the throwing X-Men wasn't gonna do anything.
Striker is kind of
Striker sees the ballista.
Yeah, Striker is kind of wasting his raiders right here. Like, he's trying to kill docks while he should just try to kill as many villages as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, he could kill many. Because those are Raider Champions, and for those of you who don't know, the Raider Champion upgrade is a very nice upgrade that gives your cavalry units, the Raider, I believe 100% bonus damage against villagers and snare immunity, so he can just run circles around those spearmen and just completely annihilate any villager that comes in his way.
Yep. I mean, GiveUAnxiety for some reason has been taking a long time to move in. I think he could have ended the game, but he's letting Striker actually get up to, you know, a passable army population here that.
Yeah, that's true.
Still shouldn't win in a fight, but it's getting less implausible to see it win.
Yeah.
Oh, you might be able to pick off a ballista here, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, he will not. Maybe there. Nope.
No, he's.
Nope. Oh god, he's losing
Anxiety's
some...
control has been pretty nice there, managing to get the ballistas blocked off by all of his units.
Yeah, the radar is actually an absolutely amazing unit for harass. You can kill villagers so fast, but it's absolutely not a unit that you want to engage with because
especially when you're not max paper.
It's absolutely made of paper, so you can't even flank stuff with them because they just die to everything.
Yeah, you can flank with them when you have an equivalent army size, but not in such small numbers. Yeah, I mean it was a close game in the beginning actually, and
yeah, it was
as lopsided as it was
played.
towards the end, and Striker just held on for a long time there. But early on in the game, he put on a really nice contain on GiveUAnxiety. I think
he played
what let him down was
really well. He played really well in the beginning. It all came down to that one fortress that he tried to build that was just a tiny little bit too greedy.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. The game could have went a completely different way if he just decided to build that fortress in a different position or something.
Yeah, I think though what really let him down was not building enough villagers. I think his macro must have been slipping at home because he should have been, after all those raids, quite far ahead on villagers, but he was actually behind GiveUAnxiety, and that was how Gyo was actually able to stay in the game, even though he lost so many buildings and gather time and things. He just had more villagers, and so when he was able to get the army out of his base, he was actually ahead still.
Yeah, that is true. Let's see what map Striker chooses. He's going for Sheltered Pass, okay.
And GiveUAnxiety doesn't have a veto, does he? So it will be Sheltered Pass that we'll see here.
Alright, so both of these guys whispered me their civs. So once they are ready, you can invite them to the party.
Okay. As soon as they're back online.
Up, we're ready to go, I believe, right?
Looks like it. So.
Did you invite them?
Yeah, they're in the game.
Okay, I was just confused. If you invited them again, or if the party is just bugged, because I didn't see them right in the chat to invite. So.
Sorry, I should really update this overlay.
Okay, civs are correct. Norse for Anxiety, Celts for Striker, and we're gonna play on Sheltered Pass. So. This game is gonna be the decider game if Anxiety is gonna sweep Striker 3-0, or if Striker can maybe do a comeback and make this a series, an actual series.
Yep. So yeah, Striker really needs to win this game.
Celts versus Norse, a very interesting matchup. Very, very interesting matchup, because those two civs are both these civs that are so infantry heavy. The difference is that Celts is melee infantry heavy, and Norse has the throwing X-Men, so it's very interesting dynamic between these two civilizations.
Yeah, Norse should win straight fights, but Celts have that +1 speed over the Norse army, so we'll see if that.
Yeah, I'm not even convinced that Norse should win straight up fights.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to kite really well. I suppose it depends
what point in the game you're in. But
yeah, that's true. But I mean, swordsmen, especially with the druid healing and the speed, are just so much stronger than throwing X-Men.
Yeah,
they do so much more
the
damage.
druids are really nice in H2 fights,
that is true,
especially.
But you're probably right that at some point, when the throwing X-Men numbers get too big, it kind of snowballs, and then you can just deal so much damage with just one volley that you can't catch up with the swordsman anymore.
Yeah. The other way this could go is that Norse might be able to use the raiders, because in H2 Celts don't get any units that can catch raiders. So.
Yeah, but you can catch him, but you get the Celt spearmen, which cannot catch him, but they can kill him like really hard.
They're pretty good at zoning them out. Yeah.
Yeah. You just need to scatter a couple of spearmen all over the map, and raiders are kind of useless because they I have never seen anything die so fast than raiders against champion spearmen of Celts.
Yeah, spearmen of Celts are just brutal in their DPS. Absolutely murder Cav.
So what do you think? Let's bet. Is Anxiety going to do a tower rush or not?
I think the odds are pretty high. We'll see.
I think if my life depended on it, I would bet on yes.
Yeah. So
Anxiety just likes to be cheeky. He just likes it.
He is that kind of guy.
You don't want to be that
going
kind
for
of
a
guy.
barracks.
Yeah, that is true. So, what is the best way to defend against the tower rush as Celts? I guess it's just macro well and get enough units out to kill everything fast enough before the towers get up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you need to be active with your army and your scouting, and don't give the Norse player time to get all set up. Once he's if you give him 15 seconds to build the tower, then it's gonna be a bit rougher. But if you can ambush it when it's just starting to go up, then Norse has to kind of give up on the tower and just take a fight.
Yeah, that is true. Scouting is absolutely crucial because once the first tower is up, then it's kind of really rough for you because then the Norse can just keep making more towers and sit behind the towers with the ranged units, and you can't really do anything about it as Celts. So, yeah, scouting is the way to go.
Yep.
Anxiety not yet going for stone actually. So what is the deal with that?
Yeah, is he just going to be doing an early attack here? Because in really low numbers, the swordsman can just surround your throwing axemen and win those fights pretty easily. So going for some early aggression seems a little bit dangerous here.
Anxiety now building a second storehouse on the berries, even though his hunt is not really in danger. So I don't understand that.
Yeah, this is definitely odd. He's ahead in this fight here. Yeah, he's going to pick up a couple of spearmen here. It's nice for him.
Yeah, you really don't want to fight head on with the Celt spearmen against the Norse spearmen because the difference in HP is just too big. I mean, Celt spearmen have more DPS, but the difference in HP is absolutely game changing.
Yeah,
it is 150 HP to 260. So yeah.
Yeah, the advantage of the Celt spearman is being able to outrun all the opposing spearmen and show up with their
nice by Striker. He's pulling back the herd spearmen, but
it still goes down, unfortunately, because of those scouts. Yeah, overall trades are probably going in Anxiety's favour here, but there were more spears out for Striker, so it looks like he's actually going to take the fight down. Possibly? Maybe not, actually. These scouts are really doing some work here.
Yeah, and now Striker is in a very dangerous position because he invested so much into the spearmen, but did not do anything with them, that he is just now starting his H2 upgrade, while Anxiety is already starting throwing extra production, and he's mining stones. So basically, Striker does not have any unit to defend against the tower rush right now.
Yeah, that's true, and he's got all the resources he needs for the TC, basically, but he's been quite late with his H2, so if he'd managed that a little bit better, he probably should be getting a tower right.
Yeah, and additionally, I have no idea why he chose that woodline against Norse. Why would you take the woodline in the front against a Civ that can potentially make a tower right in front of your base?
Yeah, that is.
I mean, you have the woodline in the back, which is so nice. So I really don't understand that.
Wow, this is the most defensive TC that I have ever seen.
he's defending his start. He's defending his spawn.
But I mean, he doesn't have to make a storehouse in gold, so that's nice.
That is true. That is true. I guess, yeah. Does he just have a bad spawn? Is there no second hunt for him? I don't know.
I mean, I'm not really seeing it on the map, but there is that kind of patch to the north of his base that looks like it might have a hunt, or maybe it's just boars.
Yeah, it's probably just boars.
Boars are okay, but you have to go and kill them, which is a bit bit annoying.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bad spawn in general because he's got like 2 very good gold mines. He's got good stone mines and he's got the additional berry patch. But no second hunt for Kels is really, really bad actually, because Kels needs food and gold.
Yeah, they're quite gold intensive, especially in later ages, I think.
Yeah, Anxiety decided to not go for the Tower Rush. Actually, I'm very surprised by this. If I bet on it, my life would end right now.
Well, maybe he's going to push with towers later. He isn't mining any stone right now, but that's because he's got no units.
Yeah, he might.
So, Anxiety taking a lot more ground with this TC, but I mean, in the long run, this area isn't very good to control because there's no gold mine and the stone mine's far enough away that you could still get villagers picked off. But it is really nice right now to protect these hunts. So. Stable going down for GiveUAnxiety. Another barracks going down for Striker.
I really don't like the stable. I mean, it's not a bad thing to do, you know, not like really a bad thing or anything. But personally, I don't like it. I just think that the raiders are really not that useful against Chaos.
Yeah.
You just need that big mass of throwing X-Men to survive against Chaos pressure. So spending so many resources on the building and the raiders is just not really the most ideal thing to do, I would say.
Yeah, so Swordman raid coming in the back of the base right now.
Yeah,
he's gonna get down the second stable.
Yeah, second stable actually.
That seems really suspect.
Yeah.
One is, I think, is fine. Make a few raiders, try and do a little bit of damage, and force the opponent to overspend on spearmen.
Yeah. You know, just to kind of get some pressure off of you. You know, like do some counter raids and then kind of get the kills off your shoulders or something. But 2 stables is that looks like a troll to me, to be honest. Or maybe it is just a classic Anxiety trying to redefine the metagame.
He does like to try.
He likes to try, yeah. He likes to try, especially on stream.
Yeah, Striker, decent raid there, but he has lost a few units, so I think he didn't get any real advantage from it.
Yeah, he could kill the house, and that would supply block Anxiety severely. So maybe just not go for the villagers. They can move, but the house cannot move. But yeah, he decided to go for the villagers.
Yeah, he's once again getting into TC range here, and he's not going to take down villagers. I mean, there's gathering time lost, so this isn't a disaster for Striker, but it's not like GiveUAnxiety is fine here.
Yeah, that is true. Supply is pretty even. Striker not making villages though, which is kind of a thing that he likes to do. He gets kind of tunnel visioned into his harass and whatever, that he doesn't make villages for very long times.
He's 8 behind, even though he's the one doing harassment, so definitely not going so well there.
Yeah, absolutely not going so well. That's a pretty nice harass right now, killing a couple of villages of Anxiety. Also, lots of mining time lost over here, and only one TC.
Some swordsmen do go down though, so it's not for free.
True, that is true.
Anxiety didn't focus down these 2 weak ones. Oh no, he did start just as I said that.
Okay, and Anxiety now making a second Rex instead of a second stable, so he kind of realized.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't such a good idea.
Attempt to redefine the metagame failed. Let's evaluate the situation. Back to standard.
Yeah, I think with all this raiding going on from Striker, again coming into the north, you might actually pick off this longhouse this time.
Yeah, this is very nice.
He took your advice.
Picking off longhouses is actually way more significant than you might think, because for those of you who don't play much Age of Empires Online and haven't seen Norse before, longhouses give 10 supply instead of 5 of the normal house, so losing longhouses is actually pretty significant.
Yeah, it takes 2 down here, but Anxiety has been overbuilding houses, so he's not supply bot just yet.
Yeah, that is true, and that is a bad engagement over here. Like, you don't want to fight against so many throwing X-Men and the town center with just a couple of swordsmen.
Yeah, Anxiety can just run around forever, and the swordsmen are barely ever doing DPS. So.
Yeah, well, actually, Anxiety stopped kiting now, so it's actually quite a decent trade for Striker.
Yeah,
and that's what I said. Like, those throwing X-Men are just so much stronger than the throwing X-Men. The swordsmen are so much stronger than the throwing X-Men that if you just make one mistake in kiting, you lose lots of units, and Anxiety just did that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That fight looked so lopsided, and suddenly just completely flipped around, and Striker survives in 2 minutes.
Yeah. You can't slip up just for 1 second, or it's going to be very devastating, because the DPS of the swordsman with the multiplier against infantry is just really, really high. Like, they have 13 melee infantry DPS, and a 2.5 multiplier. So that is a lot of DPS.
Yeah, Anxiety got a nice raid there on the top side of the map. I don't think he lost any cavalry there, but
the worker count is 36 for Striker to 53 for Anxiety. Yeah, so he's just really not keeping up with the villager production, which is a shame.
He has lost a few to these raiders, and really nice pick off there.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame because he's playing so well otherwise. His harass is pretty good.
Yeah.
His multitasking is pretty good. I don't understand why he's not making villagers.
Yeah, I think I see him occasionally just queue up about 4 or 5 villagers in a row, and it seems to be he realizes that he's not being diligent enough and is trying to fix it, but yeah, too little, too late a lot of the time. He is going H3 now, so he will go to H3 ahead of Anxiety.
Yeah, he's going to H3, but I don't see any archery ranges, which is what I would expect. You want to get a lot of bowmen out and druids against a Norse, but he's still sitting on the barracks, so maybe he's going for, I don't know, Longswordsman Champion and just try to get a good surround or something.
Longsword Champion is a good upgrade, even if that's not your whole strategy. So
yeah, that's
he probably will go for that. Striker building a lot of buildings just kind of randomly on the right hand side of his base here, and it's not such a good idea when your opponent has raiders out.
Yeah,
some of these raiders are fighting like 2 spearmen here, and it's not cost effective, especially with reinforcements coming. Yeah, he has to run. Big attack coming in on GiveUAnxiety's base here.
Nice kickoff. Just a couple of throwing X-Men going down right away.
Yeah, if he just gets out here. Yeah, I'm not sure he wants to fight in between all these buildings, but we said that last time, and Striker crushed the fight. So.
CGQ are whispering me to close the chat window. It looks like the chat window is still open and it's huge.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bad for closing that chat window.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, Anxiety just sitting very defensive in his base, lots of throwing X-Men, and you can't really ever push into that as Celts. Striker is just letting Anxiety get away with murder on the left side of the map. There's so many gathering points that he could just deny with a couple of swordsmen because they're so fast. There's also 3 raiders sitting in the trees.
In the trees. I just
saw that. I don't know. I think they are setting up an ambush or something. That must have been must be an ambush.
Yeah, at some point, Striker is just going to send 1 villager here to build a wonder, and these 3 raiders are going to snipe it. That's just next level thinking from Anxiety.
Absolutely crazy. This guy is redefining everything. And yeah, I think the throwing X-Men numbers are too high right now. I don't think
this is tricky. I mean, out in the open, it's not such a bad fight, but yeah, he's just outnumbered and he didn't get us around. So
he also doesn't have a single druid, which is a big oversight. Like if he could heal all those throwing X-Men, it would not even be such a bad trade. But
yeah, it would pay for itself pretty much straight away.
Yeah,
a few spearmen there just suiciding themselves for no reason.
Anxiety now setting up a very aggressive market, basically on the other side of the map.
GiveUAnxiety's raids have been so good as well, keeping Striker down to just 42 villagers to 74. So economically, Anxiety's way ahead in this game. Yeah, Striker's been a bit hesitant here. You've got to really commit to fights against an army that can kite you. You can't just run forwards and backwards and posture.
Yeah, absolutely. You need
There's
to
also
pick
a ton of spearmen here, and it looked like Striker had a pretty decent army there, but with 15 of them being spearmen that don't really do that much to throwing X-Men.
Well,
he's going for a surround here. I don't think he's being
spearmen are actually very helpful. They're actually very helpful. You need to kind of flank with the spearmen.
And get that,
so they don't
get the snare on.
Exactly, so they don't die right away, and you can just snare the whole army, and then you can catch up with the swordsman and wreck everything. But the problem is the numbers are just not really in his favor right now.
Yeah, lots of stables going down for Anxiety right now, for a total of 6. So he's going to go for some heavy raider switch, maybe.
Yeah.
And Striker does catch this gold mine for Anxiety.
Okay, finally, it's a nice win for him.
Yeah.
It's a lot of villages going down, actually, so...
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't catch it earlier, because he would have been able to take down this little base here before the TC went up.
Yeah, that is true. I was just about to say, very nice pickup, because Anxiety is low on gold anyways, but then I see that he has another gold mine with, like, a quadrillion of villagers on it.
Yeah. I mean, there's 1,000 left in it, so that won't last forever.
So is there any switch in composition by Anxiety apart from the stables? Is he making like maybe bowmen or berserkers or something? No, it looks like he's just making raiders, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. And yeah, he's up to 11 so far, at least in that group.
He also has enough stone.
Look at this market from GiveUAnxiety. That is just the most cheeky thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And yeah, this army from Striker could probably win against Anxiety's force here.
Yeah, absolutely, it could win, but you just have to commit.
He's got to get that engagement, and
but
yeah,
what
really
is this?
He's going for this fancy surround here. Not perfectly timed though.
The wall!
Oh, the walls!
That is absolutely brilliant. Oh my god, like you got. Oh, that is a nice run actually. But I mean, you gotta give Anxiety credit where credit is due. Like the wall was brilliant.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
Yeah, he does lose a lot of units there, though. Not a good fight for him.
Yeah, but look at the score. It looks like Striker is just really crumbling under the harass of the Raiders. Like,
yeah, there's
Raider
still
champion,
2 groups of Raiders in space right now.
He's down to 35 villagers, and now he's gonna lose another 10. So
oh yeah, this is. Yeah.
It looks like this is gonna be a sweep.
Goes down to 27 villagers here, and he's got none in queue either. There's no recovery from that. He's got no villagers on food. Well, he's got like 1 maybe. 3. Yeah, not where you want to be.
Nope.
He's going to catch some raiders here, but I mean, they're still going to get away in with well, literal murder here.
Yep, down to 11 villagers. I mean, you can be efficient. You can be efficient with your economy. You know, like play on low villager counts. But this is, I would say, a little bit
pushing it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's catching some raiders here, but I mean, yeah, he would have to win the game with this army, and 36 lone swords is just not
I think it's just absolutely brilliant how once the game is over, like a player resigned, all the units suddenly lose their gear and become naked. That looked so funny. Oh my god. So it looks like we have a 3-0 by Anxiety, advancing on to the round of 8 in the ZutaZuta Classic, while Striker is not out yet. It's just dropping to the loser bracket, so he has another chance to win the whole thing. Thanks for the games, guys. That was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very fun to watch.
Saw a real variety of strategy from
yeah, it was
well.
really nice. Really nice.
He played almost everything. Mounted archers, raiders.
Yeah, and I think Striker played really well. He just got unlucky quite a couple of times, I would say.
Yeah, I think again that the villager issue was the biggest problem. But yeah, there were a few things that could have definitely gone better for him.
No, but still, I mean, remember the first game? He basically had the water one, and then he made the mistake of kind of being too greedy and make fishing boats instead of, you know.
Yeah, I
really
think that was definitely the closest game.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in the second game, the fortress that didn't get up, and then now the kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of unlucky for him, but you know, it's not a shame to lose against Anxiety.
Yeah, Anxiety is an easy player to lose against.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Even if you're, you know, up there in skill, he can easily surprise you with some kind of offbeat tactics.
Yeah, that is true. So it looks like now you are going to cast the Mister against CGQ, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta leave you for now because I am really freaking tired. I'm almost falling asleep here now, so if I ramble too much crazy stuff, that might be because I'm just so tired. So thanks for having me, guys, and enjoy the next game between the Mister and CGQ. Is actually somebody coming to co-cast with you, maybe Anxiety.